Today I'm going to talk about exposure response prevention, or ERP, and kitchen skills. ERP is a form of therapy we use at Center for Discovery. It consists of repeatedly exposing a client to their various triggers in steps so that we can work towards lowering their anxiety around potential triggers. This is done at the client's level of comfort in order to support them the best we, the dietitians, can in their recovery. The steps of ERP are broken down into 5 phases. Phase 1 is where the dietitian and the client talk about their fear foods or their binge foods. This also includes developing a hierarchy with the foods that are discussed from lowest to highest anxiety. By doing this, we can gauge where the client feels comfortable starting with their exposures, because we want a client to really be able to take ownership of their recovery and do what feels right for them. In phase 2, the foods are discussed in greater detail. We talk about why the client may have anxiety around the food. We may bring the food into session so that the client can look at it while discussing it. We even may have our sessions in the kitchen if that could be their potential triggers. In phase 3, the client and the dietitian interact with the food. This just means that the clients are able to be in the presence of the food without consuming it. One example of how this phase is used at Center for Discovery is the Kitchen Skills Group. This is a group that gets the clients in the kitchen to teach them the basics utilizing our hands-on approach. In Kitchen Skills, the clients will learn everything from how to boil water, to food safety and sanitation, to even how to make their own blend of spices. This group is taught once a week, and it helps the clients to develop a different relationship with the food through allowing them to be part of the preparation process and to really encourage them to be creative in the kitchen. It also allows them to see food from a different perspective. Phase 4 is where the client will begin to plan and consume some of the foods that have been discussed. This phase is guided by the client. They choose what foods to start with, and we allow them to direct this because it allows us to meet the client where they are in their recovery. Phase 5, the last phase, is where the clients plan the food into their daily menus on a more regular basis. This phase, again, is also guided by the client at their level of comfort. This doesn't mean they have the food daily, but instead in a more appropriate manner and not avoiding it due to their anxieties. And it potentially allows them to have the foods they enjoy and work towards a healed relationship with food. The idea of ERP is really that the more often a client is exposed to food on some level, whether through discussion or interaction, they will become less anxious around the food or even the idea of it.